this season-long Accumulators and Champions League Picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with our code PLGP to claim your first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code PLGB. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's college football and NFL picks and projections are now live. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, August the 5th, and we are here too. We're going to build some accumulators for the season, all sorts of shenanigans. No idea what Barry's done. Barry's got no idea what I've done. There's a couple of Champions League games this week we'll have a look at as well, and some general chit-chat. Joining us looks like, from his mother's, so just across town, about 2 miles that way, Mr. Barry Penaluna. Baz, what's happening?
Evening. Happy 200th, Malcolm. Episode 200 today. So I've been out celebrating tonight. I've been out for a nice meal. I've got a glass of red wine on the go. Been out for a nice meal there over in the town. Took a good lady out. So I've actually not been in the house long. And then I've just...
Tory Scran, again?
Tory Scran, I've been for some posh tapas. But what did I go for? I went to go to El Torero, you know, the place on the hill up from the quayside.
Yeah, I used to deliver their Parmesan cheese, Barry, if you remember.
Walked in at 8:30. Fairly busy, but there's about 7 or 8 empty tables, so we're all right here. She says, "Have you got a reservation?" No. Sorry, we're fully booked tonight. This was 8:30 on a Monday night, and there's 7 or 8 empty tables. They're not filling up after 8:30, are they? The place shuts at 10 o'clock. There was nobody was going to sit in them tables, so I was fuming about that. So we walked down the corner. We went to a place called Culture, which is more of a posh tapas in it.
The rep for the sales rep for Culture used to come in to George's place down by the marina, and he'd bring in all the samples of what's that squashy sausage called? Do you know what I mean?
Nduja. Maybe it's all...
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And then all the good olives and shit like that. And I would sit out the back and shovel them down my neck. Absolutely like an angel crying on your tongue, Barry, the whole lot of it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I had, I'll tell you what I had. I had 3 dishes. I had some sourdough topped with sobrasada, which is like a salami paste, spread on your sourdough, bit of manchego cheese, and a bit of like some sort of sweet oil thing over the top of it. It was lovely. I had some pork cheeks with celeriac mash and parsnip crisps, proper Tory Scran, and some potatoes fried up with salt cod, pancetta, and a crispy fried egg on the top. Absolutely divine, Malcolm. So I've enjoyed my food tonight. It's quite nice. And then we went to go for a little stroll along the quayside afterwards. We had to cut that short because Helen got shit on from a great height by the kittiwakes on the Tyne Bridge.
They're protected, them kittiwakes. You can't even hoist stones at them.
Absolutely hundreds of them. At this time of year, it's absolutely rammed. And as you're walking under the Tyne Bridge, you can just see shit everywhere. Like, so you know you're running the gauntlet. Like, she got done.
Well, very good. That was a good Tory Scran update, Baz. The chat seems all delighted with that. It was here. Harry, Callum, Lee, Slick Rick. Serial's here as well. If you are lurking in the chat, by all means, come and say hello.
So Malcolm, you might have seen my YouTube short yesterday down at the beach, and I followed up with an ice cream picture.
I saw it.
For the people in the chat, how much do you think it cost for that ice cream? This is DeMeo's ice cream, which is award-winning ice cream, one of the best in the country. We had pistachio and cookies and cream, so it was 2 scoops. on a chocolate dipped sugar cone.
Okay.
Any guesses on the price for a Tory ice cream?
I was trying to work out what flavours there were, Baz. I was zooming in and everything. And I saw that you had an Olympic gold medal as a wafer, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's got to be, I mean, Callum said £7. Cereal 11, Lee's guessing 5. I'm going £6.95, Baz.
£5.95. So you weren't far
no.
off. I mean, the chat's got a pretty much £6 for an ice cream. When did it become £6 for an ice cream, Malcolm?
It wasn't just an ice cream, though, was it, Barry?
It was. It was a very fancy, very nice ice cream. The pistachio was tremendous, to be fair. So £6 ice cream. Obviously, but for a family of 4, that's nearly £25 on ice creams, isn't it?
You know, you couldn't just have a funny foot like everybody else, Barry, could you? It is our 200th show. It's quite remarkable, Barry, that they've let us do this shit for 200 episodes. I mean, nearly an hour an episode, Barry. I've worked the maths out. That's nearly 200 hours. Now, I've got to. I think this is about the 5th time I've got a beer on, because Andy Williams, who gets in the chat, is very Welsh. And he gave us 4 beers, and he said, "Well, you say your mate Barry." He said 2 beers for you and 2 beers for me. But I got no intention of giving you those beers, Barry. So I've got a Wrexham lager here, donated by Andy. So thank you very much. Cheers. Wrexham lager, export. Have you had this before?
It's meant to be nice, the Wrexham lager, though.
It's nice.
It's meant to be.
I've had a go. You say things, I'll have a slurp on this.
I've got one fight. No, I had another bit of an update. I told you I've been up in Newcastle for a while. I had quite a funny football situation the other day. I told you I was 5 minutes round the corner from you at Bullockstead watching my nephew. We had a game. They had a under 14s, under 15s football match against a Spanish side who'd come over from Spain, obviously, to play a couple of games. Now, this was an under 15s game, and I turns up 10 minutes in, and the centre forward for this Spanish team looked older than you, like, honestly, and he was massive, a proper unit. It was like Dean Windass was playing up front for this Spanish team, under 15s. Now, he was clearly a ringer, and it was a friendly, so, possibly you don't care. But then he just went about, like, he didn't go about his business quietly as a overage player. He just went around kicking 15-year-olds all over the place. And every time he got a bad tackle himself, he was getting up and he was shoving them and moaning to the ref all the time. And I just thought, what a dickhead. And then they won a penalty, and he steps up and takes it. Instead of letting the 14-year-old kid take it, the big 25-year-old bruiser goes and takes it and then celebrates it, like runs to the corner flag, and he's like dancing and everything. Like he'd won the FA Cup. It was absolutely pathetic way to go on, like absolutely ridiculous. At the end of the game, he takes his shirt off. Honestly, he's got a hairier chest than me. He must have been at least 25-year-old. Full beard, playing against 14-year-old kids. Absolutely pathetic, like.
I drove quite near there about half an hour after you said you were up there, and I saw a few of the lads, even it was heat and stand in their black and white tops. I saw a few of them getting in the cars and leaving, like, so I wasn't far away from you. But speaking of overage players, the Olympics tonight, another double for me. Olympic football expert. I think that's about 100 in a row. 2 more out of 2 tonight. Survived a very late VAR 7-minute penalty check by the referee, who then trolled everyone by pretending he was going to award the penalty and then walked it back and didn't. Serial saying the Olympic ref had a bad day. He was absolutely spot on, Serial, and cashed me. So I took Morocco, Spain over 2.5. I took France, Egypt under 2.5. It wasn't a penalty. Everyone in the chat's an idiot. Look at I've had the neck off my lager bars and I'm getting all leery already. 20 more minutes, I'll be smashing the place up. So yeah, happy with that today. So we've got to just talk briefly, Baz, about some Premier League eye catchers, because there's a bit more news starting to filter through. The transfer window's livening up a little bit. I'm going to mention first the Sports Gambling Podcast launching their 32 NFL team previews. I listened to the Indianapolis Colts preview in the bath about 2 hours ago. It was very funny. They all include a code word. If you submit the 32 code word phrase, you could be the lucky winner who gets a $500 NFL Circa Future Bet. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and the SGPN app. Yeah, so we'll start with maybe Newcastle, if you want, Baz. Mark Gahey. Well, I don't want to jinx it, really, but a lot of talk, a lot of momentum that Mark Gahey is on his way to Newcastle, which is an absolutely outstanding signing, Baz.
Yeah, I mean, you say you don't want to jinx it, but you've very much just jinxed it because it isn't done deal yet. But yeah, it came from nowhere, which is quite often how Newcastle have done their business in the past. Bruno Guimaraes, Isak, players like that have just come from, no news around it to suddenly almost done and dusted. So it sounds like it's almost done. I think it'd be a massive signing for Newcastle, a big step forward in terms of our defence. I'd still like to see us do some other stuff, particularly down the right-hand side. Remains to be seen whether that'll happen as well. But yeah, if Gahey comes in, that's a massive signing for us, particularly with Botman obviously missing the start of the season as well. So yeah, let's hope it gets done in the next couple of days.
Sticking with England internationals, Harry might be able to tell us about Chelsea and Conor Gallagher off to Atletico Madrid. I don't really think he's very good, Baz, is my main problem with him. That just doesn't out for me one way or the other. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I think he's another one that's been a sort of victim of the FFP stuff. It seemed like Chelsea have wanted to sell him for a long, long time because everything they bring in for him is profit for FFP. And we know Chelsea like to push the rules as far as they can with that. Well, no, not push the rules, but push it to the limits. Basically, not. I mean, it's a strange one because they obviously wanted rid of him because earlier this week they told him he wasn't going to be training with the first team squad. So given he was a regular starter last year, seemed a bit harsh. But yeah, it's been on the cards for a while, wasn't it? It was debatable whether he would stay in the Premier League. I think Spurs were interested for a little while. Yeah, I'm fairly not bothered about it, to be honest. I like you. I'm not sure how good he actually is.
Yeah, agree with that. Man United, I just wanted to mention because we've done some weird business, and then they've kind of just ground to a halt. And in pre-season, haven't looked particularly clever again. I don't really know if anything is going to be any different. I mean, they've signed an 18-year-old centre back. He might be great. He might not be though. He's an 18-year-old centre back. And then Xerxes, who I know not much about, but I mean, what's anything moving the needle there?
No, not really. What would be a concern for them is the injuries have started up again. We know Man U struggled with loads of injuries last year, very much like Newcastle did. Already, the new signing, was it Yoro, or can't even remember his name now. He's the lad from Lille anyway. He's out for 3 months. He's had an operation today. And Højlund's injured as well, expected to miss 6 weeks, I think. So up the top end of the pitch, they're going to be struggling again. They'll be relying on Marcus Rashford to be better than he was last season. But I think Højlund's going to be injured all the time. The signs don't look good for him. For me, I'm not convinced by him at all. But yeah, nothing moved the needle for me with Man United. As you say, there was indications early on that they might do loads of business. But in the end, it's all been a little bit so. And particularly with the main sign and getting a 3-month injury straight away.
Just a couple of others that caught my eye, Baz. West Ham looked quite lively. I saw one of the West Ham Twitter pages put out their potential starting 11 earlier on, and it looks really quite sharp. I did say last week I was kind of coming round to them a little bit. I had them kind of in fade mode, but I think that was just automatic because I did that a lot last year, and then I wanted to, when they finished the season week, to back it up a little bit. But I think I might have to change tack on them.
Yeah, I agree with
good signing as well.
Yeah, away from the subject of West Ham, because exactly the same. I didn't put them out as a pick in any way last week, but I did say when I was looking at top half, bottom half, then West Ham might have appealed for a bottom half finish, and I've come full circle in the space of like 5 days to now thinking actually West Ham top half finish looks an all right price because the business has done look good. Somerville coming in, Fulkrug coming in, and I think that for me was their problem last year. They relied on Antonio far too much. So getting the goals at the top end will make a big difference for West Ham. So I think actually West Ham now 4 to 5 finish top half looks okay for me. So yeah, like you.
That was 5 to 4 as well, Baz. You're right. That's been nipped in a point.
Yeah.
Fulkrug serial saying he looks like a finisher, and he looks like a Premier League player as well. Like a bit of an old-fashioned. We talked about number 9s and teams not having them. I recorded the Spurs season preview yesterday, and they haven't got a striker. That's one of the big things. And we're talking about signing Solanke or Ivan Toney, and to have that number 9, is still a big thing. Like as easy as it sounds, you still need to be able to score some goals. Right, what we're going to do is we've done a couple of Prem previews and some EFL stuff as well, and we're going to make some bets. So we told everyone to come armed with their betting account with a few quid in it. I've got about 30 odd quid I'm going to spend, Baz. I'm not going to go mental. We don't often talk about stakes, but I'm just letting people know what I'm about to fire. I've got 3 accumulators that I've built, and I'm going to give out. You're going to do the same, Baz. I'm going to tell you first about Underdog Fantasy, which has just launched Underdog Streaks. Hit your first 2 pick-em entries and then go streaking. If you can get 11-0 run, you'll win 1,000 times your money. Best Ball Mania is live with $15 million in prizes. And the college football contest, Best Ball, has just gone live as well. Use our code PLGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code PLGP. And game time, we're back. We like a bit of game time. The ticket people, officially now an authorised ticket marketplace for Major League Baseball. Killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seats, flash deals, zone deals, last minute stuff. Ticket prices actually go down the nearer you get to the gig. And the game time guarantee, as ever, is fantastic. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code SGPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account and redeem the code SGPN for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Right then. So, Barry, we're about to enter a construction zone here. So stands to reason you need to get yourself ready, Barry. This is going to be dangerous. Hi-viz on. Go on. It's all. I'm having a Mario Balotelli with me hi-viz, Baz. Get your hi-viz on. There we go. Can't be too careful. The other thing you need, Barry, put a few cones out. Obviously, we don't want any injuries. We don't want any claims going in. I've got a screwdriver somewhere, but I can't find it. I've lost my screwdriver. Anyway, I am now ready, Barry, to build some bets. Do you want to go first or second? And what have you got to build?
I've got no safety precautions here. I'm throwing caution to the wind. I might do an accident here, but anyway, I'll kick off. I'm happy to go first. I've got 3 things here. I've got my sort of best bets ACCA, where I've picked 1 pick from each division. I've got a relegation ACCA, where again 1 from each division to go down at some big prices. And I've got another little bonus one as well. So I'll kick off with my best bet ACCA, and then we'll hand over to you and see what you've got from there. So kicking off in the Premier League, first of all, pretty boring one. I'm going to go with Man City to win the league. And it is boring, but I'm putting it in there because I think they're a good price at 11 to 10 for a team.
Sorry, I'm going to write these down. What sort of bet is this? Is this a...
This is my best bet, covering 4 divisions.
Straight accumulator, not a lucky 15 or anything like that?
No, nothing like that. I'm not messing about with that.
Right, okay.
We'll do a lucky 15 when we get to the relegation one, but this one is just all in. Just take it all.
Okay, keep going.
So, yeah, as I say, Man City's the first one from the Premier League, and I did almost toy with chucking West Ham top half in instead, but I think 11 to 10 Man City is just a very big price. It's a very fair price for an ACCA, so I'm going to kick off with that one. In the Championship, I fancied Luton the other day to come up, so I'm taking another one. I'm looking here at around, anything over or around evens. So I'm going for Luton top 6. So I've opened it up quite a bit. I went with Luton as potential winners of this division. Luton top 6, so they'll get into the playoffs as a minimum at 11 to 10. So that's 2 11 to 10 shots to kick us off. Going into League One, I just think Birmingham will be far too strong for that division. I'm just going to take the price on Birmingham to win it at 15-8. And the final one for me is Doncaster. And I've opened it up down to top seven Doncaster. So again, Doncaster is a minimum to hit the playoffs at 10-11. And I did write down the price of this, Aka, and now I've gone and see it. I think it was 24-1 for those 4 events. So in the Premier League, it's Man City to win. In the Championship, it's Luton to finish top 6, Birmingham to win League 1, and Doncaster to finish top 7. Comes in at about 24-1.
Yeah, like that, Baz, little 24-1 winner. Andy's joined us. Andy, I did say earlier on, before you arrived, that I've got my Wrexham Lager on the go. Very nice indeed. Thank you very much. Found my screwdriver. I also forgot, Barry, I've got an Allen key. Come on, that'll help with it. Just tighten up those last legs when I get them in. I need to move my cones off my notes here. So loads and loads of different markets. I've got 3 here. I would really love one later on, Barry, from a market we haven't touched on yet. And I don't know if many people have been in these markets. This is going to be a straight treble, so a little bit like your first one, Baz. And it's an each-way treble. EFL, the 3 divisions. Leeds, 7-2. We're talking top 3 here each way. I just think that they're too good. Birmingham at 15-8. Birmingham were 2-1 when we did the show last week, Baz. I know you just put Birmingham in there at 15-8. I don't know what would have to happen. Something would have to go seriously wrong for Birmingham to not win that league. So Birmingham at 15-8. And the third one, it's an outright pick, but you can put this in your each way treble because I checked earlier on, it allowed me to do it. And it's MK Dons to finish in the top 3. So all of those together, it's 38.8-1, Barry. Leeds at 7-2, Birmingham at 15-8, and MK Dons to finish in the top 3. So an each way treble, Baz, 38.8-1 on that one. And I'm having a fiver each way on that, Baz, by the way. So I've got 20 quid left to blow. So that's me.
Next up, I've got my relegation, Aka, and there's no big surprise in it. It's very much what I put out in our EFL show last week. And starting off with the Premier League, I will go for Southampton, 5-4. Talked about them being the sort of biggest price of the 3 the 3 promoted sides. And I just, we're seeing the sides coming up struggle last year. We know Leicester might have a points deduction, which possibly sends them down or makes them massive favourites. They're too short. But yeah, Southampton to be relegated from the Premier League. And then Andy will love this because I've faded the Welsh sides. I'm going for Cardiff to be relegated in the Championship. I'm going for Newport in League 1 and finishing off with Burton Albion to go down in League 2. So I've got Southampton at 5-4 to be relegated, Cardiff at 3-1 to be relegated, Newport 5-1, and Burton at 11-4. The accumulator for that comes in at 200-1. I'm going to take it doubles and upwards, so 11 bets on a Yankee. Comes in, as I say, 200-1 for your accumulator. But if we can hit a double, even the lowest double would get you a stake back. Or if you hit 2 of the bigger priced ones, you'd pay off at a nice double figures one. But really, you want to be hitting 3 to make a nice profit. Yeah, when we hit the 4, 200-1. Southampton, Cardiff, Newport, Burton, all to go down.
Oh, like that, Barry. So I've got a little Yankee here as well, but looking at the prices, I might just take trebles and up. Because we're canny small stakes. There's no point waiting 9 months to get about 7 quid back. So I'm just going to take trebles and up here. So 5 bets, Barry. My first pick, these are all going to be top 6 or top 7. And my first pick's going to be Aston Villa. I do think at 11-8 plus 137 for the top 6. I think they're a good price. Most people are fading them. Everyone's argument when you hear people fading Villa is, look what Newcastle did last year. And did we finish 7th? We finished 7th with really not playing particularly well, in absolutely horrendous form. Villa competed in Europe as well last year. People seem to forget this. And actually got their top 4 finish whilst making it all the way to the semi-final of that other competition before they got toasted off Olympiacos. I don't think Villa are going to drop off at all. Plus, they made some good signings. So Villa top 6, I think, is an excellent bet. Next up from the Championship is a pick we both liked a little bit, which was Middlesbrough to finish in the top 6. They got off to a bad start last year. And then after that, if you extrapolate their numbers, 5-4 for Borough to finish in the top 6. Got some good players as well. I like the American kid they've signed, and I like the manager. League One, this is my biggest price one, and it's Wigan Athletic to finish in the top 6 at 11-4. I just think the way the club are ran at the minute, and a lot of my picks on the AFL show were kind of based on what position the club's in, and Wigan, everyone's pointing in the right direction. They came with that 8-point deduction last year. So at no point really had anything to play for. And they got up to 12th, I think, quite easily in the end. So if they can take another step forward, a top 6 finish for Wigan, finally making their second appearance of the night to finish in the top 7 in League 2 is MK Dons. And they're 4-6. If MK Dons blob it, they're going to knock out the majority of my ACCAs because I've put them in both of these here. So the 4-timer there pays 34-1, Baz. So if we're going trebles and up, Villa top 6, Borough top 6, Wigan top 6, MK Dons top 7. Trebles and upwards with the 4-timer paying 34-1, Baz.
Nice. I will finish off with a simple double to goal scorers. And it's because I wanted something in here with Isak and his top scorer in the Premier League.
Yes, Barry.
We talked about him last week. 16-1, I think, is too big a price. It does rely on Haaland dropping off somewhere, but I do think there is improvement to come from Isak. He will get more game time this year than ever before, and there's definitely more goals. And he wasn't that far behind last year. So Isak for the Premier League top scorer, and in the Championship, I'm going for Matteo Joseph for Leeds to be the top Championship scorer. He's been full of goals for the reserves last year for them, and he looks set to get the nod. He's been starting up top for them in the summer, in the friendlies, with Somerville gone, Archie Gray gone. He could be the focal point. He's been scoring as well. I think he scored 3 in the last 2 friendlies. He's around 10-1, so you can double the 2 up. Isak and Matteo Joseph as top scorers in their respective divisions. Comes in at 186-1. But then you take them each way. So you're getting a quarter of the odds if they finish top 4. So if each of them can finish in the top 4 in their divisions, you still get paid out at around 16-1 on an each way pick. So I like Isak and Matteo Joseph for Leeds. 186-1. Take it each way for them to get top 4.
Yeah, I like that, Baz. That Isak bet each way is one of the favourite bets we've picked out. I know it's a home I play. I understand that it appeals as a Newcastle fan, but it genuinely, absolutely love it. The market I've gone into, Baz, to make my last play here, and I only started looking at these because we started recording the team previews. So I looked at Fulham, Everton, Southampton, some other shit, Wolves maybe over the weekend. And Bet365 at least have the top scorer for each team priced up. And if you've got your head screwed on, some of the prices stand out an absolute mile. There's some that don't. For example, I did Tottenham yesterday, sorry. Now, Heung-min Son is 1-2. They're going to sign Dominic Solanke or someone, definitely. So the minute you back Son at 1-2, that price has gone to shit. But it does mean there's some other sides where you can find some good value. So I've got 4 here, 4 players, all the top score for their team, Baz. We're going to go trebles and up again. So another 5 bets, Baz. And the first one is my cornerstone. With it being trebles and up, I want to make sure I get one winner. So it's a 2-5 shot. It's a -250. It's the centrepiece. And it's Alexander Isak, Baz. Because the only way he won't do it is if he gets injured. And you can't factor that in. So I put Isaac in at 2-5, just as a cornerstone, so I can get some trebles in. It's a 1-horse race. Second up, and I love this, Baz. this very well might make an appearance in the £1 million show next week. It's the Fulham top scorer. I'll tell you what, I'll let you call these out, Baz. So the Fulham top scorer for Fulham next year, Barry.
Oh, you're asking me to tell you who it's going to be?
I'm asking you to tell.
What's my options? You threw that as I can't even
What do
think.
you mean? The options are the fucking Fulham players.
Fucking hell, Malcolm.
Honestly.
They've just signed Smith Rowe, haven't they?
Yeah.
He's not going to be their top scorer.
I'm going to be honest, Baz, you've spoiled it now. 200 shows we've done it. Can you believe we've put up with it? Eh?
I assume
the answer, Barry.
Nunez is the top.
Yeah, that is the correct answer. Well done. 90 seconds there, fannying about. To give the answer, everyone's sitting at home screaming. It is Muniz. His only competition is Raul Jimenez, who doesn't score anymore. And Muniz had a great second half of the season, didn't he? Really strong second half. He's the clear number 9 at Fulham. To top score for Fulham, he is 4-5, minus 125. So we're going to put Muniz in with Isak. Then the price has got a little bit bigger, Barry, because obviously we're going for it here. Chelsea next up. Harry might be able to tell me about this. You mentioned him last week. I can't remember why. Nkunku. Do you want to... I'm going to regret asking you this after the last question. Do you want to hazard a guess at what price Nkunku is to be the Chelsea top scorer?
Well, Palmer's going to be odds-on favourite. And I said last week I thought Palmer would drop off a little bit because he's not going to get 9 penalties again. I'm going to say about 5-2 Nkunku, 3-1 maybe.
Well, very good, Barry. You're a good judge. He's 11-4. Because Cole Palmer is 4-6. And that's just too short. It's for a start, it's your centre forward against your centre mid. And you've got your centre forward priced up at 11-4. Obviously, Nkunku a little bit of an unknown, but he was good. Injured, come back, been talked of quite highly in pre-season. I just think for 11-4 for your centre forward against 4-6 for your centre mid I think it's value. So I'll add Nkunku in. And the last one, Barry, this is the huge price. This is what's going to get us to Vegas for the World Cup. It's Diogo Jota at Liverpool, Baz. Do you want to guess his price? Like a good guessing game.
I'd put Jota. Oh, he's going to be. I mean, Salah's obviously odds-on favourite. Nunez is going to be next. So let's say Nunez will be around the Nkunku price. Jota's got to be 8-1, 9-1.
12-1, Baz. Not bad. You're right. Salah's 1-2. But Jota 12-1, and it's opportunity. That's what we talk about. We talk about when we play FPL, whatever. It's opportunity. And I just think Jota's going to get a game. Like, he always, when he's fit, he plays. And when he plays, he scores. We know
it's the injuries that's the problem, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's the injuries that could be the problem. But if he stays fit, you're right. He does. He plays the games and he scores the goals. And obviously, we don't know. I think Klopp had very clearly stopped trusting Nunez for a bit, I think, towards the end of last year. But obviously, we don't know what the new guy's going to think and who he fancies. But I like it at the price. Massive price for Jota.
Yeah. So, trebles and upwards on that, Baz. The fourfold there pays 113-1. So, we're playing trebles because I've already assumed Isak and Muniz have won that at 2-5 and 4-5. So, they're over the line, Barry. So, what we need is Nkunku and then Jota to do the biz. And we can head off. We can head off to Vegas in a couple of years. And do all the and but we're not going to Vegas, we're going to Los Angeles to do the entire 2026 World Cup from Eagle Rock. So yes, that's my 3 Akas, Baz. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it for the outright Akas. I've got a couple of Champions League picks.
Oh, we've got some Champions League picks. I just went to the Akas. Right, okay, then I'll put the cones away, Barry. We can knock off for the day. Hard day's graft done. hi-viz. I'll put my Allen key away. Right, yeah, we've got some Champions League picks. I'm going to tell you about some stuff first. Rhythm is what I'm going to tell you about. Football season here, and the college football and NFL models are now live on Rhythm. Create your own winning betting model, or let Rhythm do the heavy lifting for you. You decide what stats matter most to you. Rhythm builds a custom model around it, or just let Rhythm and its predictive model do the heavy lifting. Rhythm's got you covered for NFL Week 1 and college football Week 0. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And the Circa Survivor and Circa Millions contests, $16 million up for grabs. If you haven't got a trip booked for Vegas, get out there August the 22nd through to the 24th. Use the promo code SGP15 and save 15% on your hotel room at the Circa. Get in. And for the contests, you can sign up in person while you're there, but then use our proxy to play from anywhere. We've got $50 off the proxy with the promo code SGP. That is proxy.footballcontest.com. So yeah, loads of fun out at the Circa. Baz, Champions League picks games are Tuesday and Wednesday. I need to have a quick look. Do you want to go first or second, Baz? We might have the same games because, as per usual, we haven't talked about this even a little bit. So what have you got?
How many have you got? You got 2.
I've got 2, mate. Yeah.
I'll throw my first one out then. We'll see where we go from there, and then you can go next. I've started off with, and I should have bring the odds up really because you might not have them. It's Malmo against PAOK Salonika is my first pick. You called them.
I don't have that one.
Didn't you? But anyway, I'm trying to bring the odds up quickly. We have a Champions League qualifying. So Malmo are 13-10 plus 130. The draw 23-10 plus 230, and PAOK plus 210, 21-10. I'm just going for Malmo on the money line here at 13-10. And the reason for it, I think it's quite a evenly matched tie anyway. But Malmo have just got the advantage of being in the middle of their season. They're halfway through the season. They sit top of the league domestically. Obviously, the Scandinavian leagues play different times of the year to the rest of us. Their home form's rock solid. They've won 10 of their last 11. And as I say, PAOK haven't done much other than 2 qualifiers against really poor opposition and friendlies. So it's basically Malmo on the basis they'll just be more likely to be at full speed here. The home form being really good. So whether they get through over the 2 legs, I don't know, but I think they'll get this home leg. So it's 13-10. I'll take Malmo to win against PAOK Salonika as my first pick.
Did you play much sensible soccer when you were a young man, Barry?
A little.
No. Okay.
No, I played a little.
Still the greatest football arcade game there was. But sensible soccer, I would often be Malmo, Baz. They were one of my favourite teams to be. I just think as they had Mal in it. The other team I would be was KV Mechelen from Belgium, because I would change their name to KV Malcolm. So it was all quite Malcolm heavy, really. I probably shouldn't have said that. 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. I've got, Barry, Dynamo Kiev, because you say Kiev now, against Rangers. Kiev are 5-4 plus 125. The draw is 5-2 plus 250. And Rangers are 21-10 plus 210. Kiev battered. This is taking place in Poland, by the way. If you remember, the Ukrainian Euro qualifiers, etc., were all taking place in Poland. This is the same track. I'm not actually sure where it is. I don't know if it's in Wrocław or where else. They smashed up Partizan Belgrade in the last qualifying round a couple of weeks ago, 9-2 on aggregate, 3-2 and 6-0, I think it was, something like that. They went out with the Europa Conference League in qualifying last year to Besiktas. But even then, when they went out, it was a really lively home leg. They lost 3-2, so they've got goals in them. They finished last year, the Ukrainian league, just 2 points behind Shakhtar. It were a good side. Overall, I just think they've got a better pedigree here than Rangers. Rangers finished last season. They really limped over the line. They won 4 of the last 10 games. They then lost the Scottish Cup final. then came out on Saturday and drew 0-0 at Hearts. So they're already 2 points behind Celtic. They might as well have called it off after the weekend. Kiev have got lots and lots of firepower. You've even got your man Yarmolenko, who's about our age, but he's still knocking the goals, and he scored in the last round against Partizan Belgrade. Similar to Malmo, Baz, it's just a straight-up home money line. Dynamo Kiev at 5-4, plus 125 to beat Rangers.
Yeah, so the next one for me is Lille versus Fenerbahce. So we've got Lille at 11-10, plus 110. The draw.
I got this one as well, Baz.
Oh, let's see if we're on the same page. The draw is 12-5, plus 240, and the same price for Fenerbahce, 12-5, plus 240. I took Fenerbahce last time. Jose Mourinho is in there now. Alan San-Maximan is there. I can't remember now off the top of my head who they played last time, but my pick was good, so that's all that matters. But the pick for me here is going to be the goals, over 2.5 goals at evens. There's been 10 goals in the 2 qualifiers that Fenerbahce have played so far, and they've been full of goals in the lead-up in their friendlies, which is why I took them for goals last time round. Lille is a tougher test, and I think Lille will definitely play a part in this. They might even take the tie over the 2 legs. So I think both teams can get on a score sheet, but I just think that over 2.5's an easy pick, just looking at the form for Fenerbahce, who have played more games at this stage. So the pick for me, Lille v Fenerbahce, over 2.5 goals at evens.
Thought, Baz, we were absolutely guaranteed to have the same pick when you went in this game. And you're not far away, but my pick, I don't know, I think you might have missed this one, Barry. It's a little bit of a bigger price. Lille lost a couple of players. We know Lenny Yoro, the Man United, was one. They did bring in Thomas Meunier. But they've got decent Euro form, and they have scored twice in 5 of their last 6 European matches, Baz. Fenerbahce signed one, Alan Saint-Maximin. You might remember him from the town. They beat Lugano 6-4. Not the strongest form, and obviously a little bit ropey at the back to concede all of those goals. So I've wrote down, Baz, that I like goals. I like the over 2.5 at evens. I like the both teams to score at 5-6. Combine both for 11-8, plus 137. But I think by far the best value is the Lille team total. Over 1.5 goals is 5-4, plus 125. So I'm getting the extra 25 points there, extra quarter of a point. And you normally like that play, Baz. That's one of your plays. So I thought you might have come down. Like I say, 5 out of the last 6 games in Europe, Lille have scored twice at home. So we got strong evidence there for a Lille team total over 1.5, 5-4, plus 125.
Nice, yeah. We can both cash that one. That'll be absolutely fine.
Champion. And Barry, I have got nothing else to tell you about. Anything you want to crack on? We had all the chat at the top, didn't we?
We've done it all, yeah. Put it all out there. We've talked all the scran, ice creams. What else? I've been over to South Shields today. I crossed the river to South Shields.
Why?
That annoyed me. There's lots of Mackem shirts everywhere you go in there. Sunderland shirts everywhere. Bit of a mix, though. There was quite a few black and white on display as well. But you can spot the Mackems, even the ones that don't wear Sunderland shirts. You can tell that they're Mackems before you even hear them speak. It's usually the lack of teeth, things like that. No, I just took the kids over to the fun fair over there, go on a few rides. Just been trying to keep the kids busy whilst in the northeast. I'm probably going to have to head home at some point, so I'll probably head back south tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a good few days up north.
Very good. Right, what's the plan? We've got. Oh, I'll tell you what it is, Barry. We're doing Wednesday or Thursday, possibly Wednesday. It's
EFL?
Fucking EFL Week 1 picks.
Week 1.
So we'll do the championship. We're going to do all the games. That's a lot of games.
No, we're not doing all the games. Absolutely not. I'll pick 1 or 2 from each division. I'll go
lazy. Also, you're going to do the whole thing. Oh, no, I didn't mean all fucking 36 games.
No, I'm not even doing all 12 games in the championship. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Pick your best. Just wing it. Don't need to discuss it. You pick your best 2 from each division, and I'll do likewise. Because I think that's
Right,
how we
okay.
started last season, and we got off to a really good start with some of the AFL picks. Or I did. I don't know if you were as good, but anyway, I was called
Probably
AFL Baz
brilliant.
for a while. Can you remember? That was my nickname, was AFL Baz. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it was good on Sunday when I like just to have some proper real football, the Scottish Premier League back. Despite the fact I've got very little interest in Scottish football, I had a bet. I enjoyed it and just some proper football.
Dundee Derby was really good. Really, really good game of football. Finished 2-2. Everything. Late VAR penalty for Dundee. Obviously, the two grounds are 100 yards apart, so you had all that shenanigans. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was good.
Just the feeling, like the Scottish football being on at the weekend, just made you feel like football is nearly back. And then this weekend is the next step in that. So I'm looking forward to having a full weekend of AFL football. I might even go back on the old TikTok lives on a Saturday morning to do me little AFL shows. Get back into the rhythm, get back into the routine. But yeah, it's coming up quickly now, so looking forward to it.
Obviously, the other thing at the weekend is the old, I'm going to call it the Charity Shield. That's on Saturday at 3 o'clock. I mean, do you want to handicap? So we might as well just handicap proper football rather than a friendly.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Charity Shield game last year, or the Community Shield as they now call it. I think I told you at the time, it was one of the worst experiences of my life, being surrounded by Arsenal fans and Man City fans. There's nothing fun about watching two Premier League teams as a neutral. And I think it's the first time I've ever done it. And it was awful. I just didn't like any of them. I just wanted to punch everyone. So I wouldn't do that again. But yeah, we can pick it if you want, like. But
fuck that! I'm not doing. I refuse.
The other thing to mention really is another reminder to keep following the YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing on YouTube and follow for the shorts, because we have been doing really well. The Olympics has been brilliant. You've hit almost everything. On the women, I have hit almost everything. I think we both had one losing short. You on the men, me on the women. But overall, it's been really good. Some really good stuff and some good picks. Again, from you tonight. The Scottish stuff was good from me yesterday. So keep jumping on the shorts and following them. Give us a thumbs up. Give us the comments and all that sort of stuff, because it just helps it get out there a bit more. Serio's right. Join the Discord in time for the Premier League season. I've not been in the Discord for ages, but I'll be right back in it. Took a bit of a break, but now the season's starting, I'll be back in there. So find the Discord. You can get the links in our profile on YouTube. Get in the Discord channel, because there'll be loads of chat there. But yeah, get in amongst it now. It builds up again now, and this is where it gets fun, isn't it? Get involved in everything.
Yeah, we need to start strong. My phone wouldn't let me in the Discord anymore, and I'm too thick to be able to sort it out. So I'll get the IT department or something on the case so I can get back in there. Lloydo's just popped up at the back post. He's ghosted in at the back stick in the last minute. All right, Lloydo, how you doing? And James has joined us for the last 30 seconds. James, hello and goodbye. Right, okay, yeah. EFL picks on Wednesday, fun in games. We'll try and get across. In fact, especially because we know Burnley, Wrexham, teams like that, we know people are waiting on. Quite a few Blackburn Rovers fans waiting on us to pick them. So we'll do all of that. Cheers, Baz. Happy 200th show. Appreciate all your hard work and endeavour, as always. Yeah, back on Wednesday, everybody. Until then, we will see you down the road. Cheers.